In today's video, CITLALI, Grumpy Granny with a strong passion for mangas. CITLALI is a 5-star cryo character, catalyst user, shielder, buffer, debuffer, and cryo applier for melt and freeze teams. In this video you'll find tips, talents, explanations, artifact sets, weapons and more, so keep watching if you want to have the best CITLALI in Genshin. Join my Discord server if you want to make friends and play Genshin or other games, link in my bio. So without further ado, this is CITLALI's character investment, and let's jump right into her active talents. With the normal attack she performs up to 3 strikes that deal cryo damage, but she doesn't use this part of her kit, fortunately, since I don't want to fight opponents with pillows. With the charge attack, she deals cryo damage using stamina, but you can also use it while exploring in Atlan for puzzles. Let's go ahead with her kit. With the skill, she summons a shield dealing AoE cryo damage. This shield scales on CITLALI's elemental mastery, which is really unique for a cryo character. After this, CITLALI is affected by cryo, but it's not a problem in her case since she would have her shield, so she can take damage from opponents. After using the shield, she will enter the Knights of Blessing state and summon its Papa, which will follow her active character and deal Knights Online AoE cryo damage if CITLALI has enough Knights of points. If CITLALI's Knights of Blessing state ends, its Papa will leave the field as well. With the burst, she deals Knights Online AoE cryo damage to opponents in front, marking a maximum of 3 of them that will have Great Vessel Skull near that will explode after some time, dealing AoE cryo damage, restoring a certain amount of Knights of points to CITLALI. So use her shield first, quickly followed by the burst in order to have Knights of points and make its Papa deal damage. The level priority is skill, burst, and last normal attack. Let's have a look at the passive talents. With the first one, pyro and hydro resistance to opponents are decreased after freeze or melt reactions are being triggered by someone in the team. This will also restore Knights of points to CITLALI, which makes this talent really strong and useful. I would have liked for her to decrease cryo resistance too, since it would have helped cryo characters for their position in the meta right now. That's why I think CITLALI is a wasted opportunity, but it's still a great talent, of course. With the second one, during the elemental skill, its Papa's damage is increased based on CITLALI's elemental mastery, and during the elemental burst, Ice Storm damage is also increased based on CITLALI's elemental mastery. This is really good for her damage, and also it leads us to understand that she should be built in an offensive way to have great damage. The third one is the usual talent for exploration. You can use the charge attack for puzzles, as I mentioned before, and by holding the jump button, she will consume 75 phlogiston that will make her leap. Really useful if you combine it with characters that can fly like Chaska and Mawika or Kinich. Fourth and last one, restores phlogiston if you trigger an Ice Burst, useful only while exploring since you don't have phlogiston in the abyss or domains. Before we cover her artifacts options, the majority of the viewers are not subscribed, so subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content and make sure to activate the notifications to not miss out any future guides of your favorite characters. Let's have a look at her artifacts options now. For 2-piece she can use 2-piece elemental mastery, of course, Wanderer's Troop, Gilded Dreams, and Flower of Paradise Lost, 2-piece energy charge, Emblem of Third Fate, 2-piece cryo damage, Blizzard Slayer, and 2-piece shield strength, Retracing Bullet. For 4-piece she can use Scroll of the Heroes in their city, which is the best in slot for her. It gives particles production with the 2-piece, and with the 4-piece gives opponents an elemental damage for her and the character of the element she triggered an elemental reaction with, which goes hand in hand with her first passive talent. Gilded Dreams, which gives her elemental mastery if the character in the party don't have the same element as her. So if she's the only cryo character in the team, you have 150 more elemental mastery. Scroll makes her become a support, while Gilded increases her own performances. I recommend you to give her Scroll if she's the only Nadlan character, and Gilded if you have another Nadlan character in the team wearing Scroll. Main stats are Elemental Mastery on the Sand, Elemental Mastery or cryo damage on the Goblet, and Elemental Mastery or crits on the Circlet. Substats are crits, Elemental Mastery, and energy recharge. Let me know in the comments what you think about how you're changing her personality from 5.1 to 5.3. I don't usually talk about these topics in my videos, but I really like to have point of views. I personally think she was a queen, and I'm kinda sad over a change. But anyway, let's have a look at her weapons options. Star Colors Watch, her signature weapon, which is really strong. It gives a lot of elemental mastery, further increasing it with the effect, which also grants to the active character increased damage after the equipping character summons a shield. 1000 Floating Dreams, which also gives elemental mastery, but with the effect you have more elemental mastery if you have other cryo characters in the team, and elemental damage bonus if the characters in the team have different elements, which is really good for her shield and its Papa's damage. Kagura's Verity, which gives her crit damage, and the effect increases its Papa's damage and CITLALI's elemental damage. For 4-star options, we have Sacrificial Fragment, which gives her a lot of EM, and the effect allows her to use her skill twice, which is really useful for particles. Mappa Mare, which also gives EM, and with the effect grants elemental damage bonus. This weapon is craftable, so you can increase the percentage of that bonus. Fruit of Fulfillment, which is also craftable, it gives energy charge and the effect grants CITLALI elemental mastery upon triggering elemental reaction, which is really easy for her to do. Other than these examples, you can give her weapons with elemental mastery, energy charge, and crits for an offensive build. I didn't include all of them since the video would be too long. So let's have a look at the constellation before team comps so we can understand if there are any constellations needed, or we can play CITLALI as C0 still having great performances. With the first one, when she uses the elemental skill, CITLALI gains an effect until its papa leaves the field. During this time, she will obtain 10 stellar blades. Whenever by active character other than CITLALI deals damage, one blade will be consumed to increase the damage dealt based on CITLALI's elemental mastery. After nearby party members triggers Frozen or Melt, CITLALI will gain another 3 stellar blades. And last, using the elemental skill, we reset stellar blade stacks. And additionally, when CITLALI using her leap or is aiming or using her charge attack in mid-air, her phlogiston consumption is decreased by 45%. This constellation is really strong. With the second one, CITLALI gains elemental mastery, and other characters shielded by her shield or who have its papa following them also gain elemental mastery. Also, her first passive talent has its effect enhanced. Opponents affected by freeze or melt will have their pyro and hydro resistance additionally decreased, which is really strong and makes her basically do what Kazuha and Shilonen do, but for 2 specific elements. The third one increases the level of the skill by 3. With the fourth, while the elemental skill is active, when its papa's Frostfall Storm its opponents, an additional Obsidian Spirit Vassal Skull is summoned. When a Spirit Vassal Skull summoned this way explodes, it deals damage based on CITLALI's elemental mastery as Night's Online AoE cryo damage, and restores Night Soul points and energy for CITLALI. Really strong constellation since it increases her damage, makes her Night Soul Blessing state last longer, and also she recharges her burst easily. The fifth constellation increases the level of the burst by 3, and with the last constellation, its papa will always be in the opal fire state, and when Night Soul points are exhausted, this state will not end. Additionally, when the skill is used, its papa will consume all Night Soul points, and while it is on the field, it will continuously consume Night Soul points. Each Night Soul points consumed in this way will grant CITLALI 1 Sephra of the secret low point. Each point CITLALI possesses will grant all nearby party members a 1.5 pyro and hydro damage bonus, and increases the damage CITLALI deals by 2.5%. This is really good since she grants a greater bonus in damage if she has scroll, so her constellation are really good. They increase a lot of performances, but you can play her at C0 with no worries. Now for team comps, first option is Arlecchino, CITLALI, Bennett, and Yelan. In this team, Arlecchino is buffed by CITLALI in elemental damage, from Bennett in attack, and from Yelan in general damage thanks to her burst. Also, CITLALI makes Arlecchino and Yelan deals more damage thanks to her passive talent. Second option is Tartaglia, CITLALI, Shilonen, and Mawika. I think this team makes Tartaglia really strong since you have CITLALI decreasing resistance to opponents, which is increased by Shilonen's buffs. In this case, you can give CITLALI the gilded set, and last Mawika, which applies pyro and increases all performances and deal great damage when you use her burst. Last option is Chaska, CITLALI, Bennett, and Furina. In this case, CITLALI is perfect for Chaska since she can play with Kazuha or Shilonen, at least a C0, so having CITLALI decreasing opponents' resistance still being a character from which Chaska can take the element for her bullets, it's absolutely the greatest combo for Chaska, but also for Furina, which will deal more damage. As always, these were just examples. You can use CITLALI with all hydro and pyro characters, and informations like Chaska's, just keep in mind you have to trigger melt or freeze on opponent. And that's all you needed to know about our Granny CITLALI. I hope this video came useful to you. Don't forget to leave a comment on what you think of this incredible character. I remind you to subscribe to the channel and also to my TikTok and Instagram accounts, to join my Discord server if you want to participate to the next videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!